10 Richest YouTubers of 2020. With 1.3 billion viewers every day, YouTube offers moment admittance to probably the internet's biggest crowd to all video content makers. The interesting part is that you can make your own channel for nothing and, if you get lucky, become the internet sensation today. In any case, achievement mustn't come for the time being, and the entirety of the most generously compensated YouTubers needed to endeavor to get where they are currently. Another interesting truth is that most individuals habitually referenced in these conversations are under 30 years of age. YouTube has completely changed the essence of amusement worldwide and made some enormous stars rout. It appears to be so basic, right? Record yourself accomplishing something cool, post it on the web, and before you know it, you're in YouTube Rewind, correct? Indeed, in reality, there's much more difficult work that goes into being a YouTuber, yet the prizes can be extraordinary. The most extravagant new famous people from the previous decade have come from YouTube. However, exactly what amount do the greatest YouTubers make? Today, I've assembled a rundown of the absolute most elevated acquiring YouTubers in 2020. Remember that these numbers depend on ad revenue alone, as generally large YouTubers sell merchandise, make mark arrangements, and way more. That being stated, we should get it on with the main 10 most extravagant YouTubers in 2020. But a friendly reminder, if you want me on this list in the upcoming year, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. Smash that red bell thing right down. Yes, that one. Smash it. Number 10, KSI. On number 10, we have KSI. KSI is one of the greatest YouTubers to emerge from England with a good 20 in addition to million endorsers. He became well known through FIFA recordings and rap music, having really worked with some large names in UK hit bounds. En route, he got logging and even had a bout with American YouTuber. Well, surprised we have many more jaw-dropping YouTubers. With the cash that way, it's no big surprise KSI nonchalantly purchased a gold iPhone X while strolling around a shopping center in Dubai, coming in at a cool $40,000. That is blockhead change contrasted with the portion by the enormous buys this UK YouTuber has made. In March of 2019, KSI uncovered his $500,000 specially crafted chain displayed after the Dragon Ball Super character Beerus. The chain contains more than 2,000 stones and took 550 hours of craftsmanship to make by perhaps the best diamond setter in London. As indicated by Social Blade, KSI likely makes somewhere in the range of $1.2 and $3.2 million yearly between his two channels. Sure is far from recording yourself playing FIFA. Number 9. Logan Paul. Earnings $12.5 million. Subscribers 19 million. I told you, jaw-dropping. The vlogger who grabbed the public attention with a new Japanese self-destruction episode hasn't lost many of his YouTube supporters despite this disputable conduct. In actuality, his prominence is by all accounts on the ascent right now, since his recordings got more than 3 billion perspectives in a long time since he began his YouTube channel. Nonetheless, this may be an accident and his prevalence may plunge if he keeps on delivering stunning, however fair recordings. His adrenaline junkie style has dispatched this 22-year-old to YouTube fame. However, it will be difficult for Logan to keep up this degree of progress over the long haul. Number 8. Jake Paul. Earnings $11.5 million. Subscribers 19 million. Jake Paul is Logan Paul's more youthful sibling, an entertainer, a performer, and a YouTube video maker who initially picked up Vine's acknowledgement. His melody, It's Everyday Bro, was delivered on May 30. 2017 had 7 million perspectives in a solitary month, yet it later produced to turn into the third most despised video on YouTube. Jake is just 22, and on the off chance that he figures out how to dodge outrages and discussion, he may remain among the most extravagant YouTubers for the years to come. Number 7. Septic Eye. Envision is going from being a sub 1K YouTube channel to one of the 3 most notable gaming channels on Earth. Indeed, thanks to a great extent partially to an amazingly short hauler from PewDiePie, that is actually what Septic Eye had the option to do. The Irish YouTuber has amassed a gigantic crowd of almost 23 million supporters and checking, often working together with the other enormous gamers of the popular triplet, Markiplier and PewDiePie. The liberal Irishman doesn't care to go through his cash to flex and wants to utilize his impact to fundraise for different causes, raising a large number of dollars throughout the years for causes like emotional wellness, mindfulness, giving clean water to third world nations. His YouTube channel procures an expected $3 to $8 million every year from advertisements alone. That is cash that is being put towards a ton of good in this world. Number 6. DanTDM. The subsequent Brit to make our rundown, DanTDM has become a mainstay of YouTube since beginning the divert path in 2012. Despite seemingly insurmountable opposition, the English gamer has figured out how to enamor crowds for quite a long time, reliably pulling in a huge number of perspectives with each new transfer and collecting a group of people more than 21 million. In 2014, Business Insider did a piece on Dan and assessed that he acquires somewhere in the range of $213,000 and $21.3 million yearly. That is a huge reach for a supposition. Anyway, today our most precise information shows that the British gamer acquires somewhere in the range of $3.4 and $9.1 million yearly from his YouTube channel alone. If you consider his merchandise lines and brand gifts, it would appear that Business Insider wasn't excessively far off. Number 5. David Dobrik. Have you ever needed to be companions with the characters from your #1 network programs? All things considered, David Dobrik made that fantasy a reality, turning out to be the closest companions with Josh Peck from Drake and Josh. Obviously, that is nothing unexpected considering how magnetic and affable the Slovakian vlogger is, and his good 13.8 million endorser channel demonstrates it. Dobrik lives in a $2.5 million manor in Los Angeles, which he says is not very enormous, not minuscule, not very current, and not very old. Totally adjusted as all things should be. Aside from that sticker price, obviously. David doesn't simply utilize his millions to ruin himself, however, and broadly wants to spend it to satisfy his companions. Also, obviously at that point, record their responses and post them on YouTube to make it back. Up until this point, he's purchased 15 of his companions' fresh-out-of-the-box new vehicles with the assistance of certain supporters, just as profoundly sought-after Hamilton tickets, which, sincerely, may be worth more than a portion of those vehicles. His divert acquires somewhere in the range of $4.8 and $13 million every year. With everything taken into account, Dobrik is living confirmation that fantasies unquestionably work out as expected. Number 4. Dude Perfect. Earnings $14 million. Subscribers 43 million. The Dude Perfect gathering has 5 individuals, and the Cotton twins, Corey and Kobe, are the centers of this group. Their 3 secondary school companions have been a piece of the undertaking from the earliest starting point. Other than running one of the most bought-in channels on YouTube, the Dude Perfect team likewise has its own versatile application named Dude Perfect, which is accessible on iOS and Android. What's more, they have constructed an organization with Nickelodeon and have a TV show called The Dude Perfect Show. The greater part of their YouTube recordings revolves around sports exercises. They all contain satire components that have essentially added to the ubiquity of the Dude Perfect YouTube channel. The vast majority of their recordings are supported. The way that their recordings frequently highlight proficient competitors and big names, for example Tyreek Evans, Johnny Manziel, or Tim McGraw, also added to the team's quick accomplishment. Number 3. Ninja. The popular decoration Ninja certainly has a gigantic effect on the stage. Initially beginning as a gaming decoration on Twitch, his YouTube channel is home to his gaming vocation and live features and holds a noteworthy 22.8 million supporters. Ostensibly the most popular big name to come from the web, Ninja was the main esports competitor to be included on the front of Sports Illustrated magazine. He's done image managers gigantic organizations like Epic Games, Samsung, Uber, Adidas, and Microsoft, with each arrangement netting him a huge number of dollars. In-stream gifts alone, Ninja procures over $250,000 per month and keeps up live crowds of several thousand all at once, and the feature reel that his YouTube Direct acquires an uninvolved a large portion of $1 million to $1.3 million per year. In 2019, Ninja arranged with Microsoft to leave Twitch and begin streaming solely on their presentation streaming stage Mixer, acquiring him someplace in the ballpark of $100 million. Envision the number of V-Bucks you could purchase with that. Number 2. MrBeast. MrBeast detonated onto the YouTube scene by parting with a huge number of dollars to irregular decorations and going through enormous cash measures to establish crazy world precedents, for example, Ubering right the nation over. Initially transferring for quite a long time to basically no perspectives, the North Carolina-conceived YouTuber struck it huge in 2017 when some shrewd interest in cryptographic money made him an overnight mogul. Rather than spending the cash on himself, be that as it may, MrBeast discovered more bliss in parting with it all, and inside 9 months had parted with well over $1 million. He regularly circumvents the nation, astonishing individuals with arbitrary gifts of thousands of dollars or provoking them to 24-hour difficulties to win many thousands, and that is on the lower end. In 2019, he opened up a free vehicle sales center and parted with 15 vehicles to clueless customers, opened up a store where he sold things like TVs and gaming frameworks at the low minimal effort of free, played each Jubilee game at the biggest Six Flags in America until he had won every prize to give them okay back, and gave his more youthful sibling 24 hours to burn through $100,000, and that is simply starting to expose what's underneath. MrBeast brings in the majority of his cash, or rather the cash he parts with, from merchandise deals and brand bargains, just as the income he makes from sees on his recordings. He consistently pulls in tens of millions of perspectives for each video and has so far amassed a group of people of more than 24 million endorsers. Due to these tremendous numbers, his channel alone procures around $6.2 to $17 million every year. That is a ton of the last individual to leave challenges not too far off. Possibly Chandler will look at last win a few. Number 1. PewDiePie. Earnings $12.5 million. Subscribers 96 million. Felix Kjellberg is the proprietor of the most bought-in channel on YouTube, and he is just 28 years of age. The Swedish Gaming Observer is most likely one of the most extravagant internet big names, since his total assets are assessed somewhere in the range of $30 and $50 million. Be that as it may, he is by all accounts over the hill, and for the second consecutive year, Felix's yearly pay is declining. Besides the work he's done in the domain of gaming, the world's most mainstream YouTuber has additionally distributed a book that sold more than 112,000 copies, and he facilitated a web arrangement on YouTube Red named Scared PewDiePie. Young stars are brought into the world consistently. However, arriving at the statures of the 10 best, most generally compensated YouTubers requires persistence, difficult work, and above all else, a fortunate turn of events. The world's biggest video sharing stage offers incredible open doors for youngsters who need to share their aptitudes, contemplations, and thoughts with the remainder of the world. However, it additionally requests a great deal of imagination and commitment. Thank you for watching the video. Do like, share, and comment. See you soon.